Maybe the pundits were right. Maybe Liverpool really is finished. At the start of the season, Liverpool looked unstoppable. 5 straight league wins, 2 more in other competitions, and even a statement victory over Arsenal. They seemed destined for another Premier League crown. But fast forward to now, and it's a completely different story. After a shocking 3-2 loss to Brentford, Liverpool has dropped 4 league games in a row, something that's only happened 4 times in defending champion history. To put it in perspective, that's as many defeats as they had all last season when they cruised to the title. So, what exactly went wrong?
On the Arne Slot interview, that he was sort of clutching at straws.
Yeah.
Arne Slot about chances they created and they did this. He's got problems all over the park.
Watching Liverpool this 2025-26 season feels more like a chore than the thrilling spectacle it once was. The excitement that once electrified Anfield has dimmed, replaced by frustration and endless debate among fans. Some blame the defence, others the midfield, and plenty point fingers at Arne Slot's late substitutions. But deep down, everyone knows the truth. It's not just one issue, it's everything, all tangled up in a messy web that's proving difficult to fix. Arne Slot arrived at Liverpool with an impeccable record. Before taking over at Anfield, he had never lost 3 games in a row as a head coach, and he'd never even suffered back-to-back domestic defeats. That reputation for building winning cultures, from Cambuur to AZ Alkmaar to Feyenoord, was exactly why Liverpool believed he could carry the torch from Jurgen Klopp, and for a while, it looked like they'd nailed it.
Now, 20 times the champions of England, Liverpool.
In his debut season, Slot was sensational. Liverpool lost only 2 of their first 34 league games, storming to the title with a month to spare. He brought a calm authority, sharp tactical insight, and a fearless attacking approach that reignited belief across Merseyside. Heading into the summer, the club handed him an eye-watering £450 million transfer budget, the biggest in their history. The mission? Build a dynasty. 7 first-team players arrived, each unveiling celebrated like a goal. Expectations skyrocketed, but that's where the fairy tale started to fray. Liverpool began this season brilliantly, winning their first 7 matches. Then the gears jammed, confidence dipped, rhythm faltered, and suddenly the champions were 7 points behind Arsenal. The squad looked more like a collection of stars than a cohesive team. The biggest challenge came in replacing familiar faces. Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, and Harvey Elliott all left for hefty fees, replaced by high-profile arrivals like Florian Wirtz, Alexander Isak, and Hugo Ekitike.
Now ready to be spent by Liverpool, and this was always the plan. This summer was always going to be a big summer.
On paper, it looked like evolution. In practice, it brought disruption. Chemistry takes time, and for all the talent on display, the connection just hasn't clicked. Just before we continue on, what could potentially be Liverpool's biggest issue though, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button to Kicks with Seb down below if you haven't already. But Liverpool's biggest problem isn't in attack, it's in defence. Losing Trent Alexander-Arnold to Real Madrid was a seismic blow.
And Real Madrid and the 2 clubs have come to an agreement to allow Trent Alexander-Arnold to join the Spanish side early in a deal worth £10 million. It means
for years, he had been the heartbeat of their build-up play, the creative quarterback launching laser passes across the pitch. Over 23 goals and 92 assists tell the story of a player who was far more than a right-back. His supposed replacement, Jeremy Frimpong, is a completely different breed. He's quick, direct, and thrives higher up the field, more wide receiver than playmaker. Slot's attempt to adapt the system around him has been messy. That right flank, once Liverpool's greatest weapon, has turned into their Achilles heel. A staggering 38% of opposition attacks are now funneled through that side, where Frimpong, Connor Bradley, and even Szoboszlai have all rotated in without success. The issue is tactical as much as it is personnel-based. Both Frimpong and Bradley love to bomb forward, leaving gaping spaces behind them. Add in Mohamed Salah's reluctance to track back, and Liverpool's right side becomes an open invitation for counter-attacks. The results have been costly. Chelsea's winner came from that very zone, and against Manchester United, a lapse on that flank directly led to the decisive goal. Beyond the defensive imbalance, there's also a sense that Liverpool's entire style is out of sync with the modern Premier League. Slot doubled down on technical, short-passing football by signing players like Wirtz, but while Liverpool have been refining their artistry, the rest rest of the league has gone the other way. Rivals have embraced set pieces, direct balls, and physicality, tactics designed specifically to unsettle Slot's possession-based system. Time and again, the Dutch coach has highlighted how direct teams have become against his side. Even after tough losses, like that narrow 2-1 defeat to Manchester United, Slot has pointed out the same thing. Opponents aren't trying to outplay Liverpool, they're outmuscling them. And the numbers prove it. According to Opta, Liverpool have faced a staggering 571 long balls this season, the most in the entire Premier League. That's nearly 50 more than Bournemouth and a full 100 more than league leaders Arsenal. Teams have figured out that going long, going physical, and targeting Liverpool's backline is the most effective way to hurt them. The result? 6 goals conceded from set pieces in just 9 games, an alarming weakness for a club that used to dominate both ends of the pitch. The pattern is clear. Whether it's corners, free kicks, or even long throws, Liverpool's defence keeps getting caught at the back post. Slot himself admitted after the Brentford loss that his team had spent the entire day before the game working on defending throw-ins, and still got punished by them. It's a frustrating cycle. The awareness is there, but the solutions aren't sticking. Physically, this Liverpool side just doesn't have the same edge. The team lacks height and aggression in key areas, and the defensive structure hasn't adapted to handle the league's new obsession with set pieces. In an era where being strong from dead ball situations can define titles, Liverpool are struggling to keep up, and it's not just a defensive issue, it's hurting their attack too. Most teams park the bus against them now, sitting deep and blocking every possible route through open play. That means set pieces become crucial for breaking down those compact defences. Arsenal, for instance, have already scored 11 goals from set pieces this season. Liverpool, just 2. That's a massive gap in efficiency and one of the clearest reasons why Arsenal are flying while the Reds are chasing. What makes it even more painful is knowing Liverpool can be deadly from those moments. Everyone remembers Virgil van Dijk's injury time header against Atletico Madrid or Szoboszlai's thunderbolt free kick versus Arsenal, proof that the threat exists.
Dominic Szoboszlai!
Slot has even reminded fans that in the second half of last season, Liverpool scored 7 goals from corners alone. So the blueprint is there, it just hasn't been rediscovered. But beyond set pieces, the numbers tell another worrying story. Liverpool's intensity has dipped. In the first half of last season, they were an absolute machine, scoring 45 goals in just 18 league games, averaging a brilliant 2.5 per match. Then came the slowdown. The goals dropped to 2.05 per game, and the defense started leaking more, conceding 20 goals in their final 15 matches. This season, those trends have continued. Liverpool are scoring about 2 goals per game and conceding 1.16 in the league, 1.25 if you include the Champions League. It's almost eerie how much this season mirrors the slump that ended last year. Despite all the new faces and big money signings, the same problems persist. The spark that once made Liverpool unstoppable, those fast, ruthless transitions and explosive bursts down the wings, just hasn't reignited. To be honest, Arne Slot is undoubtedly one of football's sharpest minds. His tactical vision sounds flawless on paper, fluid, attacking football built on intelligence and control. But football isn't played on paper, and out on the pitch, Liverpool's elegant ideas have been colliding with a harsh Premier League reality. The problem? Every time they lose the ball, chaos follows. There's no natural defensive midfielder anchoring the side, no true number 6 sniffing out danger, and without that, Liverpool's structure falls apart. Instead of solving that imbalance, Slot has often doubled down on attack, throwing on forwards and chasing games by numbers rather than control. He points to high expected goals stats as proof the system works. But the truth is clear. Liverpool aren't controlling matches anymore, they're reacting to them. The fluidity that defined last season has given way to constant reshuffling, and that instability is killing their rhythm. Look at the numbers. Slot has been making an average of 5 substitutions a match, with fullbacks often subbed off by the hour mark. Players are shifting positions constantly, and every change feels like a roll of the dice. In the recent game against Brentford, only 4 players were in the same positions they played when Liverpool clinched the title against Tottenham back in April. That's how much turnover there's been. This isn't the same Liverpool, it's a new team trying to find itself. And out of this new team, one of the biggest head-scratchers of Liverpool's season so far, the strangely muted impact of Florian Wirtz.
Liverpool, big favourites, yeah. Nadem, and there's no question about that, considering the performance they put in last season, what they've done already.
Yeah.
Florian Wirtz was supposed to be Liverpool's new creative heartbeat, the Bundesliga prodigy who lit up Germany under Xabi Alonso, the one Manchester City desperately wanted before he chose Anfield. Yet, months into the season, he looks more like a passenger than a playmaker.
On certain players, but right now, I don't think
the balance of the team is right, and the obvious one that stands out right now is Florian Wirtz. He's just not at the races at all.
Under Alonso, Wirtz was given total freedom, allowed to drift across the front line and pull strings wherever he pleased. Under Arne Slot, that freedom has evaporated. He's boxed in, hesitant, and unsure of his role in a system that values structure over spontaneity. The contrast is glaring. When he does try to move into pockets of space, his runs clash with teammates like Cody Gakpo, who also loves to cut inside. It's created an awkward overlap that clogs Liverpool's attacking flow instead of enhancing it. The stats tell the story. Wirtz is touching the ball in the final third, far less than expected, which is shocking for someone who was once Leverkusen's creative engine. He's not lost his talent, he's lost his place in the system, and he's not alone. Milos Kerkez, another summer signing, has looked completely overwhelmed, like he's still trying to figure out where to stand. Add to that the absence of Alisson Becker, and Liverpool's defence suddenly looks far shakier. His replacements have cost the team dearly, with 2 or 3 recent goals arguably preventable had the Brazilian been in goal. Further upfield, there's been one bright spark. Hugo Ekitike, the young forward, has impressed with his energy and movement, but Alexander Isak, who thrived at Newcastle with quick crosses and dynamic support, has found himself starved of service. Liverpool's possession-first philosophy keeps the ball safe, but also keeps their strikers isolated. Instead of feeding Isak the kind of deliveries he loves, they're prioritising control over chaos, and that's a problem. History has shown what happens to explosive forwards at Anfield who are asked to completely change their style. Just ask Darwin Núñez or Stan Collymore. Then there's Mohamed Salah.
How much time do you give him? How much is his presence on the pitch an influence that maybe we don't quite understand?
The Egyptian superstar, usually Liverpool's relentless talisman, has hit a wall. After bagging 29 league goals last season, he now looks hesitant, less willing to take defenders on, and visibly frustrated by the slow, deliberate build-up play. Salah thrives in speed and space, not in tight, patient passing sequences. With his attacking spark dimmed, fans have also started noticing what he's not doing, tracking back and defending.
We've got some incredibly tragic news, and that is that Liverpool and Portugal forward Diogo Jota has died in a car accident in Spain.
Lives in a car accident in July, just before the season began. It's been a heartbreak that goes beyond football. Captain Virgil van Dijk admitted early on that this would be a very difficult season emotionally, and he wasn't wrong. Every match, in the 20th minute, Liverpool fans rise to sing Jota's name in tribute to his old shirt number. The first time they did it, in the season opener against Bournemouth, Salah himself appeared visibly emotional, clapping through tears. Jota's loss has left a massive void, both in spirit and in squad depth. He was an instinctive finisher, a tireless presser, and a vital part of Liverpool's attack. Without him, the team looks one weapon short. Slot has spoken about using Jota's resilience as inspiration, urging his players to try harder, keep going, and make it work. It's become something of a quiet mantra inside the club, and while things are tough, the story isn't over. Liverpool are still within striking distance, 7 points behind Arsenal in the league, and sitting comfortably in their Champions League group with 2 wins from 3. The belief remains, but the path is steep. Slot knows that the goodwill from last season's title triumph only lasts so long. Fans are restless, the results are inconsistent, and questions about his long-term future are starting to grow louder. But he also knows the answer to all of it is simple: start winning again, because at Liverpool, talk, tactics and theory only go so far. In the end, it always comes down to one thing: results.